Hey everyone, Nico from KoboPatch Web UI for a small update today. Yesterday, I released a small update for KoboPatch Web UI, a week after I released the big one. So a week ago, I released the big one that has all of the new features I showed you in a video a couple of weeks ago. Simplified navigation tabs with customization, and of course, support for page turn animations, and I also updated Co-Reader. But yesterday's update also brought, in addition to the absolute latest version of Co-Reader, also brought this customization for the ebook fonts. So I maintain a collection of fonts that you might have seen before in one of my other videos, but basically this option used to give you 3 new fonts. Now it gives you more. In fact, it lets you choose which fonts you would like to add. You can add all of them or a subselection. By default, you get the core fonts. These are the ones that I think are the best for most users. But of course, if you find any others that you really like, you can select them here as well, and then you're able to install them. If you're curious to see what these different fonts look like with a little bit more of a preview, like it would look perhaps on an e-reader, you can visit this website. It's also linked in the description, ebook fonts and then my name. But it's linked, so you don't have to type it in yourself. So what you can do here is it's effectively something that gives you a little bit of a preview to give you an idea of what a particular font in the collection looks like. You can also change the way your device looks and check out the different modes and font sizes as well. So if you like to read with small text, with a really wide line height, for example, in dark mode on your dark device, with this font, you can get an idea of what that looks like. The download link here on this page takes you to the GitHub repository, which is this release list where you can find the latest release. I've actually got an experimental one here as well with relaxed fonts for Co-Reader. But I think these are the fonts that will also be available here. So you don't actually need to go to GitHub. You can get them here. And you can explore them. There's also a list of additional fonts. This is the extra collection. So if you want to see what any of the extra fonts look like, you can check them out here as well. For example, I recently added Publica, which is a very traditional pick. This is actually based on PT Serif, which is also very popular on e-readers. So yeah, I've added a bunch more. So there's a growing selection of fonts that are freely available, that are open licensed fonts. So that means they are available for free. You don't have to pay for them, and they can be freely modified if necessary. And of course, with the Kobo fonts specifically that are available through the website here, those are specifically tailored for Kobo devices to give you a better experience. So definitely grab the ones via KoboPatch Web UI. If you've already set up your device with KoboPatch Web UI, you kind of need to go through the same flow every time. So for stuff like fonts, I recommend using Build Downloadable Archive if you've used it before. So if you don't want to change anything, but just get the new fonts, you can choose this one, then hit this option, choose the preset, and then just choose the fonts you want. At the end, you'll be able to download a zip, and that will include all of the fonts that you can just copy over to your device. Alternatively, you can reconnect your device, pick the options as you used to have them, or pick a new selection of options, and you'll get those as well. I've basically updated everything to the latest version. So Cadmus is updated, Co-Reader is updated, my mods are updated. So it's all pretty good, I think. And most people should have a great time with this. This is probably going to be the last update in a while, so enjoy. I would like to remind everyone that there's a little donation link at the bottom. I know it's very few people who do it, but I appreciate it nonetheless, and I highly recommend, if it helped in some way, a book, price of a book, maybe, I don't know. I don't want to beg. You're free to give me 0 or whatever amount you feel comfortable with. Because if you go to the donation link, you can actually change the donation. It defaults to 25 euros because that's been the donation for that's been the donation default for another thing I've made called PHPmon, which is an application for the Mac for developers. But of course, I don't expect people who are using KoboPatch Web UI to send me 25, which is what I would expect to get for, like a program, donation. So you can click change amount and change it to whatever amount you feel comfortable with. So for Kobo donations, I've noticed most people are sending me 10 euros, which is absolutely delightful. And I would love to see more of you do that. So if you found the tools helpful, I've spent weeks of my time at this point on both KoboPatch Web UI and the mods. And I will keep everything available free of charge, of course, because that is basically how it has to be. But I will very happily accept donations, which help run my servers and allow me to allocate a little bit more time into bringing these free things to all of you, including, of course, some of the other software that I work on. So you're really helping me in a very big way. Thank you to everyone who has supported me so far, and I hope to be able to bring cool stuff to you in the future. Happy reading, everyone.